elementary schoolers and middle schoolers.
It's wonderful to be here.
What is the ground of heaven made of?
I don't know.
Are there pearly gates?
I don't know if it'd be necessary to have ground. It's a good question.
There's a physical reality to heaven, right?
There is. Obviously, because both the Blessed Mother and Jesus' body are there. But they're also glorified bodies, so I don't know if they need something.
They're just floating around.
Yeah, I think they might be able to just float around.
What did the two sons in the story of the prodigal son grow up to be?
Most likely farmers.
What was Padre Pio sick from when he was young?
I don't remember. Sorry, I apologize. I should know that actually.
Did he ever get married?
No, he did not, because he became a Franciscan.
Did God put the pain on St. Padre Pio as a punishment or as a good thing?
It was a good thing, actually. So when he got the stigmata, it was a sign of his holiness and that he was radiating God's grace and mercy.
When did the devil attempt to tempt Jesus?
When he went out into the desert for 40 days. It was just before he began his ministry.
How did Jesus live without eating for 40 days?
Well, actually, that's very possible. It's the drinking that's the issue. So you can go without eating for actually a very long time. You can't go drinking more than, I think it's 3 days. So I'm sure he found sources of water to drink, but he couldn't. But you can go without eating for even longer than 40 days.
Why do people fast?
Fasting is a way of helping you to recognize all the good gifts that God gives you. Like outside of the Easter season and the Christmas season, I fast on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I don't eat anything until dinner. And so as I get hungry during the day, every time I think about the fact that I want to eat something, I stop and I give thanksgiving to God for all the good things He gives me. So as I get hungry, it helps me to actually grow in my hunger for God, which is what it's really supposed to be about.
In addition to being twins, did Saints Benedict and Scholastica have any other siblings, and if so, did they follow in similar footsteps?
I don't think they did. I don't believe they had any other siblings, no.
Why didn't anyone else accompany Saint Tarcisius with the Eucharist? Maybe if someone did, he would have been safe.
Well, because it was a time during high persecution, so they probably felt that, like, if you have multiple people, it might draw more attention, so the hope would be he'd just be able to slip through without anyone noticing him.
Why is First Communion in the second grade?
Because Pope St. Pius X made the decision that if people started receiving the Eucharist when they were younger, that they would receive more often as they got older. And he was right.
Did Jesus ever make mistakes, or was he good at everything?
I'm sure he made mistakes, because that's human. He just didn't sin.
Could Jesus swim?
Well, he didn't have to, because he could actually walk on water. I don't know. Swimming was not a big thing back then. In fact, a lot of fishermen didn't actually know how to swim. It was pretty normal for fishermen not to know how to swim. So I would say probably not.
How does God stay alive forever?
it's part of being God. It just kind of goes along with being God.
Alright, now we have questions from middle schoolers. Did Padre Pio's wounds ever make him afraid?
No, he had such deep trust in God that he almost immediately understood what was happening, and he was okay with it.
What was it like to see the angel Gabriel?
I don't know, since that didn't happen to me. I know I would get freaked out if it happened, if I'm going to be really honest about it.
Which apostle betrayed Jesus and why?
Well, so usually when people think that, they think Judas, which is correct, because Judas took 30 pieces of silver to hand Jesus over to his enemies. But in a real sense, kind of all of them did, because, well, they ran away from him when he needed them the most. Peter denied him. All of those things were pretty serious also.
How did each color of priest's clothing come to have the meaning they have?
A lot of that had to do with what the colors meant sort of in the ancient times. So what was celebratory at that time, particularly in the Roman Empire. So a lot of this had to do with what those colors indicated in the ancient times. Like purple and red were colors of kingship, and so that's how they got connected.
Right, that is all our questions for this month. If you have questions for next month, be sure to submit them on the deep dive reflection. Thank you, Father.
God bless.